Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My beautiful women of Quran now. Welcome to another video. And this video is really important because it basically is about being more intentional with our lives, right? We have very limited amount of time in this world, and we know that there's a day of judgment as believers. We know that there is a Yawmiddin, and we are going to be held accountable for our actions. And we also know that our actions are rewarded based on our intentions. So this video is about the reason why it's so important to plan as believers, as Muslims, and also some practical steps, tips in planning and being more intentional. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. All right, sisters, the hadith that tells us that we are, rewarded based on our intention is a hadith that is found in Bukhari, and it is an authentic hadith, and it goes, إنما الأعمال بالنيات. إنما الأعمال بالنيات. And then أعمال is the plural of amal. So here it says that the reward of the deeds, they depend upon the intentions. بالنيات. وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى. Right? And every person will get the reward according to what he has intended. Okay, let me say that again. وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى. فمن كانت هجرته إلى الدنيا يصيبها أو إلى امرأة ينكحها. So whoever basically does hijrah for the dunya, right, for worldly benefits, or for a woman to marry. So that's what إلى امرأة ينكحها. فهجرته إلى ما هاجر إليه. So his immigration was for what he immigrated for. So this hadith is really important in our deen. It's really teaching us that whatever you are doing, however you are filling up your days, you are filling it up with actions. And these actions, we need to check the intentions behind them, because that is what is going to be judged on the day of judgment. So this is the reason why we cannot look at somebody's action and say, oh, they're people of Jannah, because we don't know what were the intentions behind it. Was it for Allah? Was it for praise? Was it for the people? We don't know. Allah knows. He knows the hearts. He knows exactly why we do what we do. And so this is also why it's so important to build our relationship with Allah, to really spend time investing in our relationship with Allah. And so having that as a goal actually on the onset is very praiseworthy, and it will help you, down the road, make sure that your deeds are turned into worship, basically. Okay, so now that we know that every deed is really, there's an intention behind it, and the intention is what Islam is really looking at, is what is going to be asked about. So we know that when we plan good intention, then we have like intentions to do good, even if we don't get it done, we still get rewarded. So for instance, I was taking a class today. I was in the Talim group, and I heard Ustazah Taimiyah. She was talking about the name of Allah, Ash-Shakur, and how that attribute of Allah means that He appreciates, all the efforts. And she gave an example during the course. She said, imagine that you are going to, you planning on getting up for tahajjud, praying at least 2 rakah before Fajr. You already have in mind, what you're going to recite. You have, it's very firmly, you maybe even put the alarm on, and you went to bed at a decent time, and those were your intentions. but you woke up and it was already Fajr, right? She said you still get the reward of reciting whatever you had intended to recite in the tahajjud. SubhanAllah. We'll see more about that actually here. Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, he states that the Prophet ﷺ said, relating from his Lord, may he be glorified and exalted, Allah decreed good deeds and bad deeds. Then he explained that whoever thinks of doing a good deed, then does not do it, Allah will write it down as one complete good deed. If he thinks of doing a good deed and then does it, Allah, may he be glorified and exalted, will write it down between 10 and 700-fold or many more. Allahu Akbar. So planning a good deed, just the planning can earn you a good deed. Isn't that amazing, sisters? I just hope that you really are getting excited about this information. Now, you see the pictures of like fasting and things like that. This was a halakha that I gave to prepare for Ramadan, but I'm repurposing it for this video here because I'm about to do my quarterly planning, my August month, and I just wanted to share this information with you. So this information is still very much valid and valuable for our purpose today, okay? So planning takes a passing thought to the stage of determination and resolve. If a person thinks of doing a good deed and it takes root in his heart and he resolves to do that, what he intended to do will be recorded for him, even if he does not do it. Although the reward for the one who does do it is better and greater. And then don't think you can play out, you can't, trick or do any trick like say, oh, I don't even intend to do, but I'm gonna pretend I intend to do. Actually, you can't even pretend to intend. Intent is from the heart. Like it's what you want to do. It's sincere, and Allah knows it. This is why you can't hide from Allah. Whatever you do, Allah knows the reason, the real reason, the real why behind that action, right? May Allah give us understanding. So thinking about doing good, how amazing is that? Zayd ibn Aslam said, a man used to go around among the scholars saying, who will tell me of a good deed that I may keep doing for Allah? For I do not like any hour of the day or night to come to me except I am striving for the sake of Allah. May he be exalted. It was said to him, you have found what you are looking for. Do good as much as you're able to. Then when you become tired or you stop doing it, think about doing it. For the one who thinks about doing a good deed is like the one who does it. This is amazing. And this is where we're going to pause. We are now going to pause, sisters, because we're going to start this planning with a brain dump activity, okay? So we are going to think about doing good this quarter. So we have August, September, October. Yes, we have July, August, September, sorry. So July, August, September, if you have not done any quarterly preview planning, now you could do it. I've done mine at the end of June. So that is done for me. If you follow the Hijri calendar, we're entering Safa. So Safa, then we have Rabi al-Ula and Rabi al-Thani. So those are the 3 months, the upcoming 3 months, right? We're just coming out of a sacred month. So we're, as I'm recording this is Muharram 27. So Muharram 28 actually. So yeah, so we're coming out of Muharram, which is like a sacred month. And so think about what you want to get done in this month of August, September. And if you want to do a quarter from now, October. We don't have to follow any, you just do 3 months from wherever you start. It doesn't really matter, right? So I'm going, because I've done the preview of this, I'm just going to go and look at my preview of my upcoming quarter. This is an insert that I have in my Women of Qur'an Now planner. And I'll show you what it looks like, a blank copy of it. I'll just put a blank copy of it here so you could see it. And so I am going to adjust it basically. So we're going to think about doing good, and we're going to adjust if we already had a quarterly plan in place. Okay, so pause the video and we will resume after we do the brain dumping, inshallah. All right, we are resuming. I hope that this was beneficial and you have a lot of good intentions already put down, and that you have it on, on a rough draft and a brain dump. In my planner, in the Women of Quran Now planner, we have a few sheets with like prompts for a brain dump, but this one is more like, okay, good deeds focus related, right? So you see how the quarterly preview, what it looks like. So for the quarter, like what is your focus on? What are the milestones, like 3 milestones that you want to hit this quarter? What are you excited for? What are you scared of? What are some of the do's you want this quarter? What are some of the don'ts? The don't list is actually very helpful. Just have a don't list. It's very helpful. Main goals, and you have that, and then important dates in the bottom. So this is like a really like a preview. I mean, I think it's well said. It's a preview of what you want your quarter to look like. And so all the good intentions that you wrote down, maybe you could have that, you could fill that out if you have the planner already. If not, you could just use your whatever you have, even a notebook, and just write down what are some of the things that you want to get done. Okay. So for me, like I mentioned, I already started this end of June. So I've already actually started on some of the do's and some of the goals. Like I had traveled to Canada. I did that already. I'm also planning on seeing my mother in Atlanta. That's one of my goals. So that is something that I want to save for. So I would like to go see her in September. So it means that for me, the month of August, and this is where we're going now. We're looking at the brain dump, and we're seeing from that, what out of that, what is it that we want to focus on for the month of August? So for me, like I mentioned, the travel, I want it to take place in September, but I need to save for it this month. So spending less this month and saving more for the travel to go see my mother is one of my goals this month of August, right? What is it for you? So this is something that you want to do next, inshallah. So I'll give you a few more minutes to basically select out of your brain dump what will be your focus for the month of August, inshallah. Okay, so now we want to also plug in the deadlines, right? So you know what you want to work on in the month of August. What are some deadlines that you want to hit and at least be reminded of in the month of August, right? Example for me, August 1st was my finals for my semester in Arabic, right? So that was a big, and that was done. That was yesterday. So yeah, that was done, and it was in the important dates, right? So plug in the deadlines that you have for the month of August, right? Then after that, after you've done plugging the deadlines, I want you to really think of what your best week looks like. What are the elements of an amazing week for you? What does that look like? What are the elements of, and so be as detailed as you can. That's if, like if you've done this with me before and you don't have to, you already have the data. And so you could just go ahead and use what you brain dump for the quarter along with your goals, and you could, that you selected for August, and you could just fill up your week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. But if you've never done this, I highly recommend that you kind of step back again and you imagine, based on what you selected for the month of August, what will be like the best week, an amazing week where you're working towards the goals that you set up for yourself. Like what are those wins that you see? Like for you to achieve the goals that you want to get done in the month of August, what does that look like? Like what are you doing? So for instance, for me, for instance, I said I want to save, so I have to have an amount. Okay, so for me, the first thing would be go figure out what are the flights in September. So do the search, the travel, search background, right? get all the data, and then look at my budget, get my savings, my budget, see how much I need to save. And then what does that look like for week 1, 2, 3, and 4? That, and if I hit, like, let's say for week 1, it means not spending more than, I don't know, $50 that week, then that at the end of the week, if I didn't go over $50, then that is a best week for me. Because I hit the win, I hit the goal. So that's what I mean by what is your best week looking like. Hopefully that makes sense. So go ahead and take some time for that, and then we'll resume, inshallah. Pause the video and do what you gotta do. All right, sisters, we are back. How was that? Okay, so if you didn't get a chance to do week 1, 2, 3, and 4, I'm hoping you were able to do week 1 and 2, and then you can continue later and work on week 3 and 4. So now we are doing almost the same thing, but what is your best day looking like? So this could be a bit different in the sense that you could have, like, I have theme days where, like, Friday is my reset day, for instance. So it's not going to look like Monday, the other days of the week. So the goals or the wins of my Friday do not look like the wins of the other days. But what you want to do is say, okay, if you have different days like this, okay, my wins of Monday to Wednesdays. Well, if Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday are pretty similar, you could group them together and say, okay, a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, like the best Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, will look like, you know, me hitting this goal, this goal, this goal, and this goal. And so that makes it a best day on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday, you know, a Thursday will be like an amazing Thursday. And when I hit this, 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 and this. Friday will be an amazing Friday when I read my kaf and I do my salawat ala nabi. Or I do some review, I rest, then that's my best Friday. So you could do it that way if your week is kind of themed. If not, if your days pretty much resemble and they're pretty much the same, then you could just take one day and say, this is a day, you know, of the week, and it's just the same every day. It is a win when I do this, this, and this. Like having like a routine, you know, a daily routine, and it's the same routine. And for you, every day that you're able to, I don't know, read your Quran for 5 minutes, for instance. If I'm able to read my Quran for 5 minutes every day of the week, then I've hit my best day every day of the week. You know what I mean? So that's the work to do for the what is your best day looking like. Okay, very, very intentional here. So we're gonna take a pause again, and then we'll come back, inshallah. Right, we have done quite a lot of work so far. Let's recap. So first, we did the big picture. We know that intending good is almost like doing the good. In the importance of being intentional, because our rewards are going to be based on, our deeds are going to be judged by the intentions. So intending good is something that we all benefit from. And so with that, we did a brain dump of all the good that we would like to do this quarter. And after that, we looked at what we want to select just for the month of August and Safar, right? And then after that, we started looking at, you know, what would be a good week, a good day, you know, what are the things that you want to hit, and how would you come to what would you do to come to reach the goal, basically. And finally, we want to have maybe some inspiration, some quotes, some affirmations to kind of cheer us up along the way. And another one way that I do what I've been doing actually this year, every month since January, no, not since January, astaghfirullah, since Ramadan. Yeah, that's when I started. Since Ramadan, every month, I do a vision board for the month. And so basically the goals that I have for the month, the main goals of the month, I put them in a picture, like in the form of a picture, a vision board. And I make that my screensaver. And I'm loving it because when I review my week, I go back to the picture and it's like visual, right? It's visual and it's like it really motivates me. It pushes me. And I'll share with you like last month, July, my vision board and then like there was this I was going to Toronto and then so there was this picture with the Toronto sign and it was amazing that I was actually able to go there and take a picture from there and felt that was something that was nice. I felt good. And so this month of August, I also have a vision board and and I'll show you what it is. And so it's like a really quick way for me to remember my goals. It's on my screensaver, and so I always every time I open my iPad or my phone, that's what it is. It reminds me, oh, those are the goals I'm working on this month, and so it keeps me focused. And I really love it because your goals you kind of want to have them in front of you. The research shows that when you are more aware of your goals, you get them done. You achieve them. The success rate of achieving your goals is higher than if you put them somewhere, then you forget about them, right? So the whole point of this video was for us to be more intentional. I pray this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, let me know, inshallah. I love doing things like that. If you want more videos on planning, let me know as well. Any good is from Allah, and mistake is from me, and may Allah forgive me. Until I see you in another video, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.